As Anambra prepares for another pivotal governorship election, all eyes turn to the Independent National Electoral Commission, also known as INEC, with rising public expectations, recent reforms, and a politically charged atmosphere. The stakes are high, not just for the state, but for Nigeria's democratic credibility. From logistics to security to digital transparency and even civic engagement, this election will test the strength of reforms and vigilance for voters. Will INEC deliver a process that's free, fair, and trusted? Now, joining me to discuss this further is Justin Nwankwo, is a senior legislative aide to the President of the Senate. I also have Daniel Ezeigwe, is the senior media aide to the Governor of the State. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dapo.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Let me start with, of course, your take as regards one issue that seems to be pretty much pivotal in Anambra State. And I'm starting with you, Daniel. Daniel, I mean, you are the senior media aide to the Governor of Anambra State. One issue that seems to be at the forefront right now has to do with security in the state. On this program yesterday, we had the governorship candidate, a governorship candidate who actually spoke extensively on the security situation in the state. Maybe we should take a listen and then you might want to respond to this. All right, I understand that, of course, we're still trying to get that clip. Once we get it, definitely we'll bring it on. But I'd like to ask you, in terms of security concerns, what is the current administration doing about it? There are concerns as regards kidnappings. We know that there have been efforts, to sort of sanitize the system. We saw a situation whereby in the past, the governor actually did some sort of crackdown on native doctors, which is considered, into rituals and all of that. But what exactly are some of the things that the state is doing to secure its residents?
Well, I want to thank you again for bringing up the issue. First of all, I want to tell you that when you have a candidate come up on air on national television to say that to go politicize insecurity in Anambra State and tell you that Anambra is not secure.
Sorry, Daniel, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Maybe we should listen to what the candidate said and then we'll react to some of those things. Please take a listen.
The security system is working very well. I can tell you that I, for sure, may not be in this race. It's because the system has fallen below the standard. If you look at the Philip Consulting 2024 report of the fairing of the 36 state government, you notice that Anambra State is falling below the average. In some areas, as far as security is concerned, I think Anambra State is ranking 34 out of the 36, which is terrible. What has to be done today, like you said, that we have local vigilante. Come November 8th, if I become the governor of Anambra State, I will revert back to the conventional police system. Security system.
So are you saying that the local vigilante initiative should be scrapped?
No, it cannot be scrapped. We have to reform them.
What do you mean?
We have to reform them. What I meant by conventional, if you go to the streets of Anambra State today, hardly will you see any policeman, moving around the street. What we have are security men that wear masks, which is abnormal in any situation. That as an investor coming from another state, you will be shocked getting into Anambra State. So to me, security is given, is the foremost job of any responsible government.
All right, just to do a recap of what he said Anambra State, according to, made reference to Phillips Consulting, ranks 34 out of 36 when it comes to security, and that it falls below par. He also said that even as an investor, you might want to be concerned to invest in the state, given the security situation, because security men usually even move around with masks. So I'd like you to respond to some of these things in terms of the efforts of the administration.
let me interrupt you that one. You see, I think we should face the reality here. The man who came up in your studio to talk about his security, to politicize and try to talk down on the peaceful atmosphere that we've been experiencing in Anambra State over the last 3 years, he's playing politics. It's partisan politics. You don't expect him to come to your studio to tell you that Anambra is
So
peaceful.
are you saying that everything he said about security in the state is a lie?
It's total lie, but he's playing politics. I don't blame him. You don't expect him to come to your studio and tell you that Anambra is safe. If he tells you that Anambra is safe, so what would he campaign with? This is politics, and I don't blame him. He's doing his business. But the truth is that we hear things like that from them. But they've been campaigning in Anambra State peacefully. Have you ever heard that one of them was attacked by those that are claiming that they are making the state insecure? As a matter of fact, since the governor came in, Anambra has maintained a steady rise in terms of security. I hope you know, and you should know, everybody watching should know that before Governor Soludo came on board, over 8 local government areas were held down by non-state actors. Today, people from Ihiala, people from Agwata, people from Orumba, North Orumba South, they go home, go for burials, go for several festivities, and come back safely. We had election in those areas in August, and the elections were held without any news of insecurity, any news of violence. So those coming up to use Anambra State as a case study for insecurity, you know they are playing politics. It's politics, pure politics. But they live in Anambra State. They go about the state campaigning. They go the man talking to you in the studio.
So basically, sorry Daniel, just to get this out of the way. So basically you are saying that all of the stories or some of the images that we even see on social media in terms of security concerns in Anambra State are overrated and are largely not true.
There are things you must understand. We have issues of we have pockets of crimes here and there, but you don't go generalizing that. It's fallacious to generalize all of that as the whole of Anambra State being insecure. So a few days ago, a popular activist, political activist, was murdered in the United States of America. But has someone come out to say that America is insecure? Have you heard someone come out to say that America is insecure? We have pockets of nowhere in the world, the whole world is totally peaceful. And Anambra State is a part of that. So when you see something happen far away from Oka or far away from Onitsha or somewhere in the hinterlands of Anambra State, and someone come up to use it to make political, to campaign and to tell lies and propaganda, to carry out propaganda, that's terrible. That should be condemned if you ask me. So a man coming up to say that Anambra is not secure, has been campaigning peacefully, he should have asked me if he was attacked in any of his campaign outings. Was he?
All right, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you so much. You've actually said that your response to him is that it's largely political. But I want to bring you into the conversation right now, Mr. Nwankwo. Mr. Nwankwo, you are a stakeholder within the APC in Anambra State. Are you comfortable with the security situation in the state right now?
Nobody is very comfortable in what is happening today in Anambra State. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Nobody, including the last speaker who is speaking from the coffers and the comfort of the government house, is comfortable with what is happening today in Anambra State. And there are key indices to look at what happens in terms of security, and one can easily make a case out of it beyond any partisanship, please. Number one, the governor of the state, Professor Charles Soludo, as we speak, drives the highest level of convoy, gathered with the highest level of military and the paramilitary security as a parade, even in ordinary project inspection. That gives you a signal that even he himself, who is the chief security of the state, is even afraid to move freely. That's number one. Number two, when he laid the foundation for using what he called the state law to create what we may call today, what we call non-state actors that they have termed vigilantes, he also laid a prolegomena, a foundation that it is these people who are into a DBR traditional that are creating this level of insecurity. He arrested them. The fundamental question is the test of the pudding is in the eating. What has happened from the time he arrested 2, 3, 4 of them, where he laid his own nexus, his own theoretical framework for fighting security, said he has to remove them for security to be restored. Those guys are still incarcerated, but as of today, you have killings, and one of them most fresh in our mind is the young man called Fish Magnet. He just made a reference to what happened in America and wanted to use to what is happening in Anambra. Anambra is close to Afghanistan. Because even the local government...
You said, sorry, just to get that correctly, are you equating Anambra State with Afghanistan? Did you just say that? Are you equating Anambra State with Afghanistan, sir?
I'm telling you that what is happening in Afghanistan is close to what is happening in Anambra. Because, why do I say so? In Anambra, if you are a critical stakeholder, you need to be afraid of going to critical functions in your state. You need to look at what is happening today in Anambra, where a lot of big men do not come in on weekends. Weekends in Anambra used to be a very busy one. The former governor who handed over to him did a lot. But today, you see street killings. Even 3 days ago, a stakeholder was murdered in front of his house. Some of us who return to the villages return. If you cannot access security, you go and hide yourself in a hotel. So I'm telling you that in a state of anarchy, in a state where you get to a community, 20 people are murdered, even state government security vigilantes murder people themselves. Last week in Onitsha main market, they themselves shot 4 people. 4. All right. That is why I equate it with Afghanistan. That is homo lupus homine, man becoming a wolf unto man. That is the Hobbesian state of nature.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nwankwo, thank you so much. We will definitely come back to this conversation because you've raised quite a couple of issues. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, I'll be coming back to you, Daniel, to respond to some of these things that have been said, and also react to some issues that people are following so that they get an update on it. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television, and right now we're looking at Anambra State ahead of its governorship elections. I still have my guest with me. I have Justin Nwankwo. He's a senior legislative aide to the president of the Senate. He's also a major stakeholder within the APC in Anambra State. I also have Daniel Ezeigwe is the senior media aide to the governor of Anambra State. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Let me come to you, Daniel. Daniel, a lot has been said as regards the security of the state, but I'd like you to respond, to or react to some of the things Dr. Nwankwo said, but also touch on this issue which people seem to be following in the state. Let's talk about Justice Azuka, for instance, who was killed. We would like to know an update on that particular case. There's also the social media sensation, Fish Magnet, who was also killed in the state. What's the update on these issues?
Thank you very much, Dapo. I think I heard, I was watching Dr. Nwankwo compare Anambra State to Afghanistan. That was quite laughable. That's extreme politics, if you ask me. But Dr. Nwankwo himself was in Anambra State today, where the APC campaign council was inaugurated, and he went home safely without anything happening to him. So when people come on air or go to televisions or media, go to social media to talk about, to try to use, to apply propaganda, to tell lies and politicize security situation in Anambra State, I think it's something that we should condemn seriously. Anambra State, as far as I can tell you today, is safe, one of the most safest in Nigeria. The governor, who is working day and night to ensure that people go about their businesses, people sleep with both eyes closed, is doing everything within his power, including the Agone Chamber security architecture that he's criticizing. These guys have done so well. Of course, you don't expect anybody to applaud them when they do good jobs, but when there are lapses here and there, which is expected of human calling, of human endeavor, they begin to play politics with it. But when these guys achieve big feats, they go inside and start sleeping and close their mouths. Agone Chamber, was Udogachi. It's a security architecture established by the governor of Anambra State with Operation Agnes Chamber as this action arm. And these guys have done so well since they were established. These guys, APC, the guy talking to you is from APC. They go about their campaigns safely. They go about their campaigns safe. And none of them has come out to say that during our campaign in one of these.
I mean, you've established. Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, you've established that. They did, the APC, for instance, did its campaign inauguration today, and it was safe. But there are specific cases. Sorry, please hold on. There are specific cases that people want an update. I mentioned two, for instance, the Justice Nwankwo case. That was killed, and also the fish magnet, that internet young sensation businessman that was also murdered. What's the update on this?
Well, security agencies are working diligently on the case of the fish magnet guy that was, you don't expect me to give you all the details because I'm not the spokesperson of the police or any security agency in Anambra State. But what I can tell you is that for every crime that happens in Anambra State, the governor of Anambra State feels it. He's a human. He's a father. So he feels everything. And you don't expect something like that to happen and to happen to someone, to a child of someone that is close to the government, and the governor will fold his arms. It's not done. So I assure you, and I will tell you, and I'm sure that the security agencies are working diligently to make sure that everything is done, and they must have made an arrest, which I cannot tell you at the moment.
All right, Daniel.
I'm not working for any security agency.
All right, Daniel, please stay with me. We'll definitely come back to this conversation, but right now, what we have breaking is that at the United Nations General Assembly, which of course we have our team on ground there, the President of South Africa is speaking live, and we need to take it. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ. A while ago, you just saw a live feed there from the ongoing 80th United Nations General Assembly gathering, where the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, spoke, and he highlighted quite a couple of pivotal issues. Well, let's get back to the conversation right now. I still have my guest with me. I have Justin Nwankwo, is the Senior Legislative Aide to the President of the Senate, and also Daniel Ezeigwe is the Senior Media Aide to the Governor of Anambra State. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. But before we wrap up, I would be coming to you quickly, Justin, in 30 seconds. Ahead of 2027 governorship election in the state, are you confident with the arrangement on ground? 30 seconds.
If you mean by arrangement the INEC?
The INEC, yes, by INEC.
Today, and from the program that they are running, everything is still in line with what the INEC has stipulated in terms of their program and their projects. But beyond what INEC is doing, and indeed at the level that they are doing it, we in the APC, in the President Nicholas Okachukwu and the Senator Echekwuni First Campaign Council are ready. We just inaugurated our council today, and we are getting our zonal, local government, ward and polling units set up councils.
All right. So in a nutshell, you are comfortable with the arrangement by INEC on ground. Great. How about you, Daniel?
Well, of course, we in Africa, we are looking up to INEC as the supreme electoral umpire to do what it should do, and but most importantly, they should also look at the issue of for falsification of certificates from that we've been talking about the APC candidates. I think it's something that is a weighty stuff that they should look into. The deputy governorship candidate is being accused of falsifying her PhD certificate. She should give us proof that the PhD certificate is carried up and down. It's true, it's original, and I think it's something that everyone should really ask questions about, because
all right, Daniel. Daniel, you've raised quite a couple of weighty allegations. I can assure you of one thing: this conversation is ongoing. We will, of course, resume this conversation back. Maybe if you can respond in 30 seconds. That's if you can respond in 30 seconds, Justin. Because he raised the weighty
when you said how ready are we, I thought we were talking about INEC. But when he begins to talk about certificates, then I must tell you that INEC must guard against what happened in August 15th senatorial by-election, which is the greatest vote
gentlemen.
In the history of Nigeria.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Be rest assured that we will definitely resume this conversation again. I'd like to say a big thank you to Justin Nwankwo, is the Senior Legislative Aide to the President of the Senate, and also Daniel Ezeigwe, the Senior Media Aide to the Governor of Anambra State.